how's it going? Coming at you today with a little bit of an idea, something that's been on my mind here lately, but Erin and I just finished recording some videos. She's going out of town. I'm recording this tonight, and it'll probably be released this weekend, kind of in regular order, but recording it a little bit early. But it's been a good day. It's been a good week here. Hopefully you've had a good day and a good week as well. What's been on my mind is the fact that hard things are not to be avoided. And it's something that we tend to avoid. And this is something that my daughter's 12 years old. And when hard things pop up, she tends to steer clear. And I see us all do that. We all have that inclination to steer clear of the hard things, to avoid them, to not do the things that we know that we should do or we ought to do. And it's something that's been on my mind because I'm in the middle of doing some hard things myself, and some of the hard things that need to be done are things that need to be done that you have to actually go do. And some of the hard things are resisting doing some of the things that you want to do. So some of that is, for me, is health related. Some of that is parentally related. And it's all part of the equation, all part of the things that we have to deal with in our everyday life, you and I both. And, I don't know how you're wired, but I see a lot of people who, when the going gets tough, they quit or they tuck tail and they run or they try to find the easier way out. And a lot of times if you're not going to go through it, you're probably not going to have the opportunity to grow through it. You have to go through the hard things to be able to get to the growth on the other side. This is something that we see all the time in our movies. Nobody likes to see a movie where the main character just gets handed everything, but yet in our lives we expect that. No, the main character has to overcome adversity to get what they want, to get the thing that they always wanted. It's if you're working out, you have to put yourself through uncomfortable situations. You have to do hard things so that you can stimulate muscle growth or stimulate cardiovascular improvement. You have to put yourself through hard things. You have to do the work. Nike says just do it. Cameron Haynes says you work harder, nobody cares, or keep hammering, or whatever he says. There's truth to those things. They sound like these little quips and phrases that we use in our everyday life. But in my mind, when you start to feel like something is hard and you want to steer clear of it, or there's something that pops up, an opportunity that pops up that you kind of want to steer away from, but if you take a second and think about it and you know that embracing it and going through whatever it is that's hard is going to benefit you in the long run, that's your number one clue that it's something that you should say yes to. Even if you're fearful, even if you're nervous, even if you have anxiety about it, you have to say yes to some of these things. You have to go through some of these things, even if you feel like you don't want to, because the growth is on the other side of that uncomfortableness. And we seek comfort all the time. We default to comfort. That's what we all want, but that's not where we grow. So keeping it pretty short tonight. Just want to bring this up because it's been on my mind, and like I said, I'm trying to teach a 12-year-old this. It's not easy, It's something that I've had to learn the hard way. I either had to go through the hard things I was dealt as a kid or crumble under them, and she has it a lot better than I had it. So teaching her that resilience to go through the hard things and find the pot of gold, the growth, the opportunity on the other side of the hard thing is very difficult, but I see it all the time in other adults, and I feel the inclination in me to steer clear of the hard things and seek comfort instead, or seek what's familiar. And I just want to encourage you to think about the opportunities in your life where you feel like something hard is on the horizon and you don't know if you want to tackle it or not, or something pops up just out of the blue and you're like, oh man, this life just got really hard all of a sudden, or oh man, there's this opportunity, but I really don't think I'm cut out for it, and I don't really know if I want to do all that work or not. Is it for your best interest in the long run? If so, say yes to it, even if you don't want to, even if you want to run away from it. Say yes to it. Put yourself in that situation, put yourself in that opportunity for growth, because otherwise you're never going to grow. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to fail at whatever it is you're trying. And guess what? That's fine. If you do, it's a learning opportunity. You get to try again a different way at some other point in time in life. Don't sweat it. You're only truly failing if you quit. But as long as you're willing to say yes and you're willing to do the work and give it your all, and this is something that we all have to remind ourselves of from time to time. But anyways, that's it for today. Drinking a little Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. I love this stuff. Yeah, this right here it's kind of a hard thing. It's high proof, big flavor, but absolutely excellent pour. Cheers. Man, that is just boatload of vanilla caramel. So good. Do the hard thing. Don't run away from it. Don't shy away from it. Embrace it. Go through it, grow through it, and you're going to be far better off on the other side of it. See you guys next week. That's going to be it for this one. Hope you're well. Hope you have a great weekend and a great week ahead. Cheers.